Okay, the off week last week was very good for us. Came at a good time, not just to heal up, but, to really get a good plan, together, as far as the last 6 games. We're playing a very good South Carolina team, that I think is very talented. It's a veteran team. They were ranked in the top 10, preseason, for a reason. They had a big win against a very good Georgia team, so we're expecting really to get their best, and we feel like we're going to have to play well to win. On another note, Jermaine Whitehead has been reinstated. He practiced with the team on Sunday, and he's going to do everything he can to try to earn himself back on the field. I don't know exactly how long that'll take. I don't have a timetable on it, but we'll see how that goes. And as far as his reinstatement and what he did and all that, that's between me and him.
Questions?
Just what exactly why was this the time that Jermaine could be reinstated as far as
Yeah, like I said, that's between me and him with everything that went into that up to this point.
How was the team's reaction when you guys got back to practice? Jermaine?
A lot of times, seniors have a lot to do with decisions and stuff like that. So does coaching staff, but it was a matter of fact.
Because their rush defense is pretty low in the SEC this season. What have you, as a team that does so as a run first and power run team, what have you seen in this matchup where their team is struggling against the run attack?
It looks like early in the year they had a new defensive scheme. They were trying to get all that cleaned up, and it seems like there's a little bit of a transition, but we know that they've got some talented players. They got a lot of veteran guys back on defense that has played extremely well, in the past, and we feel like they're starting to figure out who they are, and we know they'll be much improved.
Yes, it's been the top teams that have done well this year have all been just really dominant on the run by at home. Most of them have.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that makes it so hard to win on the road, and what does playing here at Jordan-Hare do for you guys?
Well, first of all, playing home here in front of our fans is a big advantage for us. We've played well the last 2 years at home. We need to continue to do that. On the road, you've got to have your best effort, not just the crowd and everything that goes with that, but you just got to have that little extra.
Is Jordan-Hare, is it different than other places you've been?
It is. I've had the unique experience of being, coming here, coaching another team, and the unique experience of being a coordinator here and then a head coach here. And in my opinion, this doesn't get any better than our home field advantage.
Will Avery be staying at right tackle?
He's got the flexibility to do both. We've not made any hard decisions today in practice. We'll kind of see where things are at, but he has a flexibility to play both.
Coach, what does Jermaine have to do to get back on?
Yeah, that's between us. Yeah,
Okay.
that's between us.
You said on the show last night that you want to get better on first downs, and you guys aren't getting the kind of distance you want.
Yeah.
What goes into that? What goes into improving that?
Well, a lot of it is execution. Some of it could be strategy. Some of it could be scheme. But that is a big factor difference between this year and last year.
You are down about a yard per carry on runs on first down, and Nick is his least efficient, and all 3 of his picks came on first downs. What did you see on reviewing that this past week? That you mentioned the execution.
Yeah.
That I think had a lot to do with the picks, but the runs in particular. What are some of those things that you noticed on those first downs?
Yeah, it really comes down to the execution part. We were very efficient, especially in the second half of the year last year, and we're hoping that the same thing will happen this year. A lot of it has to do with we've had some injuries up front. We've mixed and matched. We really hadn't got our guys in the same spot, over and over again, so you can really get clicking. So we're hoping that the same thing will happen last year, happen this year, as far as the second half be more consistent with our execution, especially in the run game.
When the running average is down and Nick's interceptions mainly came on batted balls or the pressure at the end there on those first down plays, perception on the outside will be that the line is to blame for a lot of those issues. that a fair assessment, or do you, or?
No, it all works together, as far as something, when something bad happens, it's never just one thing. But, I'll go back to the standpoint that if we can get our linemen in the same spot, stay healthy for the second half, and really start working together and get some cohesion, there's no doubt in my mind that we'll be, more effective and more efficient in the run game.
Any part of that, maybe getting Rock Thomas more involved earlier in downs and possessions?
Well, we felt good about Cameron Payne, with the way he ran. But, we do have a strategic plan for the second half, kind of like I've said before. And, Rock will have a bigger role
Yeah.
in the second half.
Have people been doing different things on the zone read? It doesn't seem to have, don't seem to have done it as much, for one thing, and just seems different than last year.
Yeah, like I said, we're more effective in the zone read the second half of the season last year, and we're hoping the same thing will happen this year. And a lot of it has to do with having the same people up front and everything that goes with that.
That being said, you guys are doing some different stuff, sending Nick through the middle and middle of the line, and a little bit different than last week, just adding some stuff to that package.
Say that again.
Have you just been adding some stuff to that zone read package of Nick going running?
You try to add little wrinkles, but at the end of the day, your base zone read is what you hang your hat on, and there's always going to be a few bells and whistles and things that go with that, but those are secondary plays, and so our zone read's still our zone read.
Are you happy, disappointed with the production outside of Duke and Sammy at the receiver spots right now?
Yeah, I think overall, when you look at it, we've done some good things in the passing game. At times, we've been inconsistent with certain aspects, but I think all of them are correctable. And I think, as the second half of the season, gets here, I think we can be, more efficient, more effective.
What was the team's kind of mentality, the focus? You're not out of any of your goals after losing to Mississippi State, but you got a week to a couple of weeks before you get back on the field and start hitting people again.
Yeah, our guys were excited about practicing last week. Like I said, they came with a lot of energy. There's a lot of winners on this team, a lot of good leadership, have high goals, and they understand what we're fixing to get into. And we know we have to play well. We know we have to get better, and our players are committed to that.
How brutal is it to do you think whoever wins the West, that's quite an accomplishment, especially when you're playing, two good teams from the East. How big a challenge is that this year, given that?
Yeah, it's the best conference in college football, probably by a long shot. So whoever wins the West, will have a big advantage.
Gus, how would you kind of categorize your relationship with Coach Spurrier? Obviously, you're it's a little bit of a mentor kind of role, it seems sometimes.
Yeah, I've always looked up to Coach Spurrier, had nothing but respect for the way he operates. Got a great offensive mind. I got to know him off the field. He's a super guy, and one of the best.
You mentioned on the show yesterday with the visor. Did you kind of get that idea from him?
I did.
What were you wearing before that?
I used to wear just a regular hat, boring hat. And, started wearing a visor. I thought it was pretty cool.
When did that happen?
It was probably 2000, somewhere around there.
Was there ever anything that you tried to pick up from that you saw he ran and you ended up using, what, the trick play or something?
When he was in Florida and the fun and gun, I think everybody was intrigued back then. He just had a different, way of doing things and communicating and all that. And anytime somebody's successful, you look up to someone, you try to, take things that, could help you.
Because when you first got to this level in 06, or even in the years thereafter, when you first met him as somebody who you looked up to and watched so much the years before, was there ever an awestruck or a starstruck moment when you first met Steve?
He's got that air about him, and when you look up to somebody, you have respect, and so it's really more of a respect deal, and you get to know somebody off the field, and he's a great person, and a guy that from time to time I'll bounce things off of him.
What are some of those golf games like? Obviously, he's a big golfer.
Yeah.
You know that, and you like to play when you're not working.
Yeah.
What are those golf games?
Yeah, he's better than I am. I don't like that, but he is, and he's really good.
You or Hugh ever beat him in the times you guys have played?
I don't think so. You may have beat him once, I don't know, but I doubt it.
Does he spot you guys any strokes?
No, no, he's a competitor, he doesn't, no.
How much do you kind of discuss even just, you know, plays, I know you, I probably don't watch film with him, but, you know, like when you're on the golf
Yeah.
course, stuff that happened during the years.
Yeah, no, I don't get into X's and O's and all that, but it's more of just trying to, the wisdom part, you know, he's been there and done it, and unbelievable experience, especially in our league, and, anytime you can take something that, you know, can help you, you know, that's.
How
that's the
did
big
you
thing.
get to know him off field? Was it like in Destin or when you first?
Yeah, just the meetings and everything that goes with that.
Coach, scheme wise, what does South Carolina do defensively that concerns you?
Well, they've done quite a few different things so far, you know, with their pressures and with their coverages behind, and so it's just a matter of, you know, what they decide to do, you know, against us. And, you know, but it really goes back to, you know, we need to execute our stuff no matter what they give us. But so far, they've done a lot of different stuff, and so we'll see, you know, how they choose to attack us.
Gus, you talked about balance and one of those goals for the offense. You guys are getting close to that. Do you feel like that's a step in the right direction?
Yeah, and remember balance. Balance is dictated on what they give you. It's not that balance is, hey, we're gonna be perfectly rushing yards and passing. That's not the way it works. Balance to me is taking what they give you. And if they give you the pass, you gotta be able to execute it. And if they give you the run, you gotta be able to execute that. So I do feel better about where we're at this year than last year at that point. But that's what balance is to me.
Out of the bye week, how do you feel about the pass rush and Ellis's opportunity?
Well, that's something that, you know, we feel like we need to improve on. And, you know, Ellis has got a good strategy moving forward to that. And so that was something that we worked hard on.
Going back to their defense for a minute, their defensive coordinator went upstairs to the box to call plays this past weekend. When you were looking at the tape of things, did you notice a difference in just schematically or things that they were doing from one week to the next because of that?
No, not because of that.
What's the-
Braden Smith, does he have a chance to start this week or anytime in the second half of the season?
You know, he'll definitely play more as the season goes on. He had a very good week of practice last week. And you know, he'll be a factor moving forward. I'm not ready to say start and all that, but he has the ability to give us depth and help us.
Gus, you mentioned, Brady mentioned, we do speak of this last week, that at least that first day, he was working with the first team reps, you were wrestling some guys.
Yeah.
Is he a guy that you do feel comfortable though, if anybody goes down, you can throw him in and not lose a beat?
Yeah, well, we definitely have confidence in him, especially now that he's got experience and we've actually seen him on the field against other opponents. We do have confidence in him that if we put him in there, he can effectively, you know, execute.
Gus, what's the status of Stanton Truitt?
Stanton Truitt had surgery, and he will be out for the year. And you know, that's a guy that, you know, was coming on, you know, played well, hurt his shoulder. We just wanted to do the right thing, get that thing fixed.
Will you seek the medical departure there?
We will.
Coach, I know that you look forward to seeing how the team might execute a game plan, but when you suffer a loss, how much do you look forward to seeing how a team responds to the adversity that lays ahead?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you lose your last game, you can't wait to get on the field and get out there. The thing about our team is I feel pretty comfortable how they're gonna respond, because, you know, we have a lot of veteran guys that, you know, have been through a lot of different experiences. So, you know, I expect our guys to come out and play extremely hard and do everything they can to try to win the game.
Guess what do those bye-week evaluations show you about the H-back position?
It showed us, like it did the other positions, I mean, what we feel like we're strong at in that area and what we feel like we need to improve in that area.
Gus, knowing Steve like you do, how much do you think the struggles they've been going through has been eating at him? And does that kind of make them a more dangerous team?
You know, he's a great competitor. He's one of the better coaches, you know, to ever come through the SEC. So you know that he'll have his team ready. We expect, I told our players this other day that, you know, like I said, they were ranked in the top 10 to start the season for a reason. They won 11 games, 2 or 3 years straight. They got good players. We expect to get their best, and that's how we're approaching.
All right, Coach.